The state is one step closer to finalizing how a sweeping education law should work. The law passed back in 2023. Iowans had until 4:30 today to weigh in on how the law should be implemented and enforced. Under the proposed rules, districts must post a list of books available to students and update it at least 2 times a year. If a library serves multiple grades, the district must make sure students only have access to materials that are age appropriate to them. Staff and administrators who break the law will first receive a written warning. Repeated offenses could mean appearing before the Iowa Board of Educational Examiners. The law also bans any instruction, tests, surveys, or programs relating to gender identity and sexual orientation before 7th grade. The rules clarify that mentioning those topics in a factual or neutral way does not violate the law. KCCI Chief Political Reporter Amanda Rooker was at the final public hearing on the proposed rules this morning, where no one from the public showed up.
An empty meeting room in the basement of a state office building marked the last opportunity for Iowans to give feedback on how a sweeping education law should work. The policy, passed in 2023, requires schools to remove books with written or visual depictions of a sex act and bars instruction of gender identity and sexual orientation. Rules were set for some portions of the law last June, but a lawsuit putting other portions on pause left the rest of the rules in limbo. With the full law now fully in effect, the public had 2 opportunities to give in-person feedback the state board will consider.
The earliest that the state board will consider adopting these rules will be at the state board's February meeting.
Thomas Mays, the State Department of Education's rulemaking coordinator, says one person spoke at the first public hearing held on Election Day. No one showed up to speak at the final meeting Tuesday morning. How was the public notified about this meeting?
The public was notified about this meeting through the standard process that all agencies use, the administrative bulletin in the Iowa rulemaking site, rules.iowa.gov.
The state website shows all opportunities for public comment and popular notices. Each notice includes the time and location of the public hearing, proposed rules, and how to submit written feedback.
There will be a link in each rulemaking to make comments directly for folks who do not have the time or the transportation to come to public hearings.
Mays says he received roughly 30 written comments, which will be summarized and presented to the state board.
The guidance that these additional rules will provide will be effective mid-April. And if schools or school officials have any questions about the impact of those rules, they can feel free to reach out to the department.
In Des Moines, Amanda Rooker, KCCI 8 News, Iowa's news leader.